Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here from the Blizzard Arena, and we're getting into our third match of the day. Hex. What are we looking forward to here? I mean, it is going to be the home team. That's already one of them. You know, you can see them right there.
And I walked out in the arena. I'm like, oh yeah, Valiant's playing today. Obviously,
you see all the green. You see all the green. You know, but then I guess. You know, Los Angeles Valiant, we pretty much established that they're on the up and up. A team that's shocking us all right now, and it's not that team. It's the Florida Mayhem. They're on a 2-win streak.
The second win streak in the history of the Florida Mayhem franchise. They won 2 games in a row last year. This is the first time this year they've won 2 games in a row. And it doesn't sound like much, but they've actually looked pretty good. They beat London, they beat Toronto. I attribute some of the success to the man you just saw on your screen in Swoosh. The walkout magic is back. And I think it was much needed to reinvigorate the franchise.
Yes, it's for a lot. Depends on the context.
Dollars? No. Wins? Absolutely, if you're the Florida Mayhem.
There we go.
I love our meme machine, Matt Marcel, in the back, hooking us up there. That's a good one. But yeah, the Florida team, look, it's all fun and games. It's jokes. Like, they got a good win streak, but they beat good teams, and they've looked really good doing it. And, you know, a lot of it always goes to, well, now Saya gets to shoot people in the head again, and he's really good at that.
That is what he made his name with last season. It was all the Widow play. It was headshots everywhere. The guy just dominated, and everybody was like, oh, okay, cool, this guy's here now. And it never really went anywhere. We kept making jokes about how he was in jail the entire time because he could drop 40 kills and still not get a win. But you know, their opponents, you know, we've talked a little bit about Florida Mayhem, but their opponents, the Los Angeles Valiant, as far as the standings are concerned, Mayhem, they're just here to ruin dreams.
Yes, let's talk a little less about the number 20 team at the bottom of the Mayhem, and actually a team that has a chance to sneak into this one. The Valiant sitting at 13, right below that red cutoff line of the top 12 to get into the play-ins. They have the Mayhem today, they have the Uprising, which you'd have to be an expected win, and then maybe they can ride the fan momentum to beat the other teams in their state. Gladiators at Rivalry Weekend, and they also play Shock at the Kit Kat Rivalry Weekend.
Yes, exactly. Well, we will have that LA on LA action. Gonna be excited to see how that turns out, but as far as damage dealers are concerned, they are the key, Hex, and I know that you've got a ring of keys in your pocket at all times. You saw that earlier, but, you know, Valiant damage players, they are the standout ones right now in this stage.
Well, I mean, you look right there, the numbers speak for themselves. KSF has been the one really putting in the most work here in the damage role, and when they really came into the run, we thought like, oh god, the Shax guy is really carrying, and then Agilities has always been a staple for them, but KSF, look, right now, if you don't have a Hanzo, you don't have anything, and KSF's Hanzo has been really good. Look at those numbers. Hero damage, second in the league. Dragon Strike kills and efficiency, second in the league out of 22 players. That is really, really impressive.
Yeah, talk about everybody. I mean, talking about one of your star players going hot right when you need him to most, because it was a disastrous start to the season for the Los Angeles Valiant. 0-7, just brutal. And then they've turned it around. They've got 10 wins on the board right now. Plenty of opportunity to add to that as well. They're definitely on the limit here, Hex.
Almost an entirely different roster in the beginning of the year, and even then they weren't losing in the terrible fashion that some other teams were losing. A lot of 2 to 3 losses, you know, things like that. So the Valiant, you know, while they played a lot better, they weren't always as terrible as their record indicated, but now they've retooled some things, like pretty much a brand new starting 6 for the most part. And it looks like they're on the rise. If they could sneak into the playoffs, you know, give the LA team some hope here.
Oh, you know, it would just be reward for all of these fans who have been coming here religiously every time they play. But now it's time to get their opponents out on the stage. Let's welcome the East Coast team, the Florida Mayhem. Had to throw that in there, you know, West Coast, East Coast.
Yeah,
it's a rivalry.
I mean, it is technically the East Coast. I consider it the South, but Saya will be coming out. This is a team that, like, Saya has pretty much been the only player that has been consistently starting for this squad. They've completely retooled. They picked up Fate during the year. Gargo is getting a lot of playing time. I think Hago has been tragically overlooked throughout the course of his entire career, even going back to last year on different squads. So they've got the talent here, and it's just taking them time to gel. And now the new meta is into shape, and so you get a lot of double sniper with Saya and BQB. They use it to crack bunkers really well. You saw him crack a Bastion composition with that double sniper comp. And this is kind of the Florida team that was promised. Still going to make some more changes though, but this is the retool that we've been talking about all year.
And they are going to get to wonder just how it's going to look next season, and if it will continue. But we need to get their opponents out on the stage now. The home team in front of the home fans, the Los Angeles Valiant.
Led by their fearless leader, Scott Kennedy, coming coming up front, that's Custa. Karib has played really well. Space has stepped into different roles sometimes, you know, and then you've got Fact Fiction coming into this. Like a lot of guys who have a lot of experience in Agilities and KSF going to bring up the rear of this lineup. Agilities could play a lot today. We'll see. They have the option to bring in Shax as well, but they've got some options on this team, and it's really nice to see Space back in the mix. He went to a premiere the other night, and he had a shirt that had planets on it and stuff. It was a space shirt, and I was like, that is called being on brand. You're crushing it.
He definitely was. Jonak with the GG shirt as well, I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good, yeah.
It was pretty sick to see them on the red carpet like that, guys. But let's take a look at the backline. A lot of focus on the damage dealers, of course, for this team. I mean, KSF, it's hard to not talk about the guy, but that all overshadows a little bit the support players and the tanks, and Karib in particular. I mean, he's still a standout.
Well, you think about their rise, and I think about that particular game I think they had against the Vancouver Titans, where Karib pretty much just didn't miss a sleep dart. He was hitting Sombra's decloaking, and then he was hitting Faraz in the sky, just hitting everything that he needed. He's been very good for them, been one of the key focal points of that back line. Him and Custa work very, very well together.
But apparently his Moira hasn't been as solid as his Ana. I think it's because his brain can't quite comprehend. This one doesn't require aim. Ana does. And so his brain is constantly disconnecting, just trying to figure out, like, wait, hold on. I don't need to do anything.
He's like fighting
here.
with himself. He's like,
I get to just kind of, yeah, exactly.
In the general area, I click.
Orbs, wait, but I'm not as good as Zenyatta. No!
I mean, the thing about Moira is she does play very differently than several of the other healers, especially the other flex supports in Zenyatta and Ana that require the mechanical as well, and actually require a lot more spacing and spatial awareness, because Moira can get in there, the healing, and it's about rotating your healing and your damage and keeping the juice up. So
it's when to use your fade.
Yeah, it's
knowing when to get out.
It's a very different play style, because in the other heroes that he plays, there's really no escape, and now Moira relies on that escape.
Yeah, that's the thing. So let's take a look at our map set presented by Toyota. 4 maps guaranteed. Ilios will be the control map to kick things off. Ilios always fun. You get the different murder wells on there. So, and it looks like we're gonna be kicking off on the murder well itself, the one we came up with originally last season. So
yeah.
Now it's a bit of a tough spot. Not a fond, vacation destination for the Florida Mayhem.
0-8 for the Mayhem at the beautiful map of Ilios, and we're going to see some environmental kills here, very likely. No surprise, though, that if the Valiant run out on this is what they would like to run. Agilities in the sky. KSF going to take up the Widow Mantle. Florida not showing us anything super different. Last time Florida rolled out on this map, they rolled with a Hammond early, got rocked with it, and just switched back to this anyway. So at least they're not even going to try it this time. We'll see which style goes best. Right now, it's pretty much Florida chasing the people of the Valiant who are on the ground around the map.
Saya just wants to get in there and do some damage so he can heal himself. Oh, they get the pin. KSF stuck against the wall. Nice parting shot there from Karib, but it's damage on damage, and so far the Los Angeles Valiant are pulling ahead. You've only really got Chris here. His teammate Gargoyle is going to get overwhelmed and demexed, and that is a one fight for the Valiant right out the gates.
So Florida running this ground and pound style that we've seen with the May and the Reaper, they need to be able to close the distance and chase it down. They're unable to get there, and during that initial chase, Hagopin had used his fade to gain ground and try to get in there, and then Agilities just knocks him into the well and Concussive Blast.
Yeah, gets rid of him. We've already had a change in roster here. KSF deciding no more Widow for me. I don't need it. There is no Pharah for him to worry about or other Widow. So he's going to go with the Reaper so he can start chunking damage into these big fat tanks. And well, Agilities just gets to fly high and enjoying himself. Look at this. The fine view, the shrapnel, the body parts flying. I mean, this guy's just having a ball.
Really, no one even shoot at you in the sky. Maybe Hago can do a little bit of damage, and maybe Gargoyle has to leave his view to go do it. That's exactly what you see there. Still Florida just trying to find an engagement. Whew.
Looking for the follow-up, and there it is. Sets it up, knocks him down. BQB out. He's still even got his barrage if he wants it. Doesn't really need it this fight, though. Chris gonna remove Back Fiction. Unfortunate turn of events here for the Los Angeles Valiant, but they're still only down a man. They win the fight, and Florida Mayhem forced back to spawn.
Agilities has done a great job. Agility has already 2 environmental kills with Concussive Blast, doing a great job of tracking the escape abilities of the opposing team. When those fades are down, Agilities finds that target, knocks them into the well. Those are easy kills. He's got the barrage up. Haven't even had to use much on the side of the Los Angeles Valiant here. BQB does have a Blizzard going forward if they want to try to re-engage, but at about 70+% here, Florida is now in single fight territory. A nice opening pick though from Saya player.
There we go. I like to see this. Saya player gonna go and play what actually works for him in the end. This is what he made his name on. He's gonna get instantly gimped by Agilities, but he did the damage, and there's the barrage straight in. 1 kill, 2 gets the bongos as well. So Agilities just kind of throwing that ult in there. Custom floating in. Saved, but not for long. And it's going to be a flip here for the Florida Mayhem.
Yeah, eventually BQB brings it back, and now you wonder if Agility is going to stay on this. I think you stay on it. Just because he got dinged once doesn't really mean a whole lot there. Space going to take the direct route to the bottom of the mountain.
No time wasted on that side.
Journeying to the center of the Earth's core. Tell us what you find, Space.
Oh, you can't come back from that side, Hex. You won't find out until you go down the murder well yourself. We all must. So,
Bella Magulas. Space does have a self-destruct to open this up if they feel like they need his namesake opened up for them. Back slept early on, but woken.
Hardpoint defense. This is the name of the game for the Orissas. Oh, nice May wall here, though, making it interesting. Yep, Hago flanked by KSF. Space with the self-destruct. Not going to find a target, but still forcing them off at the point. And that is going to be the Los Angeles Valiant with a man advantage to kick things off. Gargoyle hoping he's going to get a fresh mech, and he barely squeaks it, but that may cost DQB in the end.
Boom. He got a fresh mech because the Valiants allowed it. They were going for different targets, and they may regret it eventually. A couple of picks late here from Florida keeps them still in this game. The brawl.
It's a very brawly sort of scenario here.
I think Florida's going to be able to hold this.
Yeah.
They should be able to even have the taxi back too. Yeah, a late switch onto the McCree means that Chris has to go back to taxi. Florida has to play a little bit passive right now, but they're in a good spot to do so. 65% and counting up.
This is still a fine situation. In terms of ults, you've got Kariv. He's going to be able to open it up here. You can have that barrier all you want, but it doesn't save you from the Coalescence. So Kariv can be the man to kick off the party. Agility's just got the Blizzard as well, so one or the other. But usually it's Kariv, same as the Brigitte rally. You use it first, you get things rolling. And then Saya players here, boosted up, already finding kills. There's one, and a second one delivered by his teammates as well. Flash and Fan, who cares? You got the fight won at this point. Space is going to take down Hago. That's the heals down here for Florida Mayhem, but
all the heals. Chris just goes down as well. This is going to get a little bit dicey on the point, and now Valiant are going to press the issue with some speed heroes.
You still got 4 alive here for the Florida Mayhem. They could still win this out. If you try and roll your way through, you could get flashed and Fan, but Saya going to go down at the hands of it. BQB with the double though. Agility's in fact fiction out of the fight. 2-man advantage for the instant right now on the point for Florida Mayhem. They're doing a decent job of holding.
Fate's going to come back in onto the Hammond and try to get back. The Saya player's going to switch as well. And this 99-99 has turned into a brawl. We're going to have a full 6v6 happening right now as both teams have gotten all their reinforcements back.
Total slugfest. Custa, Ruthless, hunts down BQB. Ago goes down as well. Now you have the 2-man, make that a 3-man advantage for the Valiant on the point itself. And this is going to be a 1 deal now. Florida Mayhem, they're gone. Dunzo, first point, gonna go the way of the Valiant.
You know what I really like about Doomfist? Is that he seems to remind other players that he exists. When one team brings out the Doomfist and gets some success on him, and then the player from the other squad who usually picks it up is like, oh yeah, that's right. That Doomfist is a really good hero. Really fun to do it. Brady picks it up, Agility's right there, comes back into the Doomfist, picks himself up a couple himself. And that one was so scrappy for a while. We got down to a 3v3, down to a 2v2.
Did you get a cat, like a kitten or something recently? I'm wondering. Or a puppy? You know, their claws, their teeth, they're so sharp when they're young.
Yeah.
Probably playing with it, you know, like, I feed you.
It has been confirmed. Let me put my hand to my ear like they do in the actual radio broadcast. I'm getting confirmation right now. Yes, he did get a kitty.
He got a kitty. Well, there you go.
Got a little kitty.
Yeah, that's the thing. It would be, that is characteristic of a cat. I don't care if you feed me, I'm still going to scratch your face.
You hold it up to your face.
Oh, you're so cute!
All right, Valiant lead the map 1-0 in points as we enter into the ruins here. Both teams running similar compositions, except we are going to have a Reaper for one side. Actually, Batiste on the other side too, so a little bit of change-ups here. Trades early on.
Yeah, KSF is done, but that's the main tank dead here for the Florida Mayhem. No barriers to hide behind is going to make it dicey for the Florida Mayhem, and eventually they are going to get whittled down with nowhere to hide, nowhere to go. So, Agility's just hitting shots all over the place.
He's already got the Blizzard up if he needs to. You can just lock it down right in the center of the point and post everybody off of it. Does seem like that's going to be the case. Valiant come out with a dominant first fight. will gain some great ultimate percentage as well. I mean, look at BQB, only 50% on his Blizzard.
How does he not get a headache with aim like that, though? That's what I wonder, you know? It's just so jerky, just all over the place, and he's constant. Really high sense on the mouse as well, it seems. Well, Valiant, they've got first control, but we've seen this before, Hex. Last time Florida Mayhem were able to tie it up at the end. Still made the Valiant work for it, but Florida Mayhem hanging out in the room, having a bit of a powwow, a discussion. What do we do here? How do we get out? The answer, boost onto the point and then use coalescence from Hagofen.
Well, they were waiting to bait out the wall so that they didn't get completely cut off in that room.
This is going to set it up here. Saya, in fact, got walled off, and Agility is going to commit the Blizzard to this fight. All over the place. KSF in space coming back with 2 kills for the Valiants, and there's a freeze going on Fate. Hago could go down as well. They've turned it around.
Agility strikes from the grave. He popped in his Blizzard, but he's able to get the freeze down on a couple members of the Florida Mayhem. The rest of his team is there to clean it right up. And this is going to be a late stagger if they so choose to even eliminate the small diva. They're just going to let Gargoyle reset himself, and that is worlds of hurt here, because unless Florida wants to fight this 5v6, ill-advised, by the way, they're going to have to wait for him to remech. Taxi going back, and Chris is Lucio to try to get him there. But now already at 70% for the Los Angeles Valiant, and it feels like we haven't even really had a solid good fight here yet. They're waiting, hoping to bait out the wall. They don't want to get cut in half. They want to get everyone through as close as possible together.
Yeah, Fernand's ill-advised. Oh, the TP, it's a Death Blossom right behind the wall. Good reaction time there from the Valiant, though. There was the Lantern to keep everybody up, and the Focus Fire as well. Nothing going this time around here for the Florida Mayhem. BQB got his Blizzard off, but it's not the same result. What does Agilities do differently? And why doesn't it work for BQB? Because now it's the Valiant just hanging on to the point.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult. Florida will get back a slept hamster, anti-frozen dragons. They really did not like that happening.
Just get out, go back to spawn. Last man here is going to be Saya player, and he's dead. Hago is in as well with BQB, the last 2. I mean, you still have Fate. It's just the trickle, though. They're only going in one after another. Even with the Overcharger is gone, Supercharge is dead, and this is going to be the Valiant. Eventually, they will get the lockdown here. Eventually, it will be a job well done, and they will get the first map of the series versus the Florida Mayhem. So, Valiant, they've shown up to play today.
They're looking very stout here. The first round a little bit dicey because they allowed Saya player to play McCree, which is something that they're going to want to force him off of. But overall, Agilities and KSF combined for 22 final blows in the damage roll. Valiant starting off really, really strong here today.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Welcome to Assist of the Week, presented by State Farm. The NYXL were trying to secure a 3-0 win over the Paris Eternal and had almost stopped the Eternals' push when Finzi and the team tried one last time to gain control. With Meko's Diva waiting in the wings, Libero's May dropped a clutch ice wall to trap the Eternal while Meko ulted over their heads.
Myers, he doesn't get much done. The hook going to be denied away by the ice block from Libero. Now the self-destruct goes in, and Meko comes up with 3.
So there you have it, Los Angeles Valiant. First map on the board for them here in front of their home fans. There is the lone contrarian, that's Hex's word. It's too big for me usually. Sitting there in the front row with the Mayhem flag, I think?
Yeah.
What are you doing there, man?
Cape now, it's been co-opted into a cape.
Doing there? That's not allowed.
My
Sitting there
theory
with all the Valiant fans.
My
I mean,
theory
come on.
was like if you
you're
grew up
mingling with other fans.
if you grow up the fan of a sports team, you always have that one guy in your group who like picks the other team. Like if you're a Cubs fan, they're like, oh, I'm a Cardinals fan. If you're an Eagles fan, they're like, oh, I'm a Dallas fan. It's like it doesn't make you edgy, it just makes you annoying. But I'm not saying about him specifically.
Yeah, no,
not him specifically.
You're speaking in broad strokes.
In broad strokes.
Broad strokes.
In general.
In general. Well, we got the second map coming up here. And this is going to be Anubis, so we get to see Saya player come into his own.
Very likely at least open up on the Widowmaker. A decent map for the Valiant here. I believe they are 3-3 on it. Look at that! I actually did some research. Actually,
boom!
There's a binder next to me. I cheated. Mayhem is 1-3-1 on this map, but none of their map records are really indicative of how this squad is playing lately. So a very dangerous team to be playing. The Valiant trying to keep their playoff hopes alive at 13 rank right now on the outside, looking into our 12-team play-in. They will open up defensively with the Widow Junkrat, which we've seen a lot. And then looks like a little divey composition.
Is Agility's gonna channel his inner Erster? I would like that.
Or is it Erster who channels his inner Agility?
No,
because Agility's been playing this Genji for a really long time.
Nah, sorry, it's Erster, man. Alright, Agility's, if Agility's with this push gets 5 kills, then I'll start saying maybe, you know, Erster and Agility's holding hands together, running along. But,
someone's drawing that right now.
I hope.
Literally right now.
I hope, because Erster dominated on the Genji.
Okay.
ASF.
This is interesting, though. They're running a Mercy with this Genji to go in the back lines with him. Saya takes him down.
Oh, that was great, Saya. Ah, there we go. Saya, so fun to watch, man, go to work.
This is kind of crazy that they're running like this Mercy Genji combination in the back, but Costa gets hacked. That should spell the end of it. Right now, the Valiant are just trying to get exit kills.
Ooh, Fact got naded as well. He's gone.
You know what reminds me a little bit of is how Chengdu, like wherever Jinmu goes, Eviltal follows, and it doesn't matter what heroes they're on.
Hex, what is this?
Headshot?
Saya surprise!
I forgot about that one.
KSM was like, he was just looking for it, man. He's like, I'm gonna get this guy, I'm gonna get this guy. Saya, you don't pull the wool over Saya's eyes. You do not catch this man sleeping. This man sleeps with a scope on his open eye.
I mean, here's the thing about Assault right now, though, too, is you fail one push and how long it takes for some of these dive compositions to set up. Because you never want your Genji really going forward. He takes the long way around, goes up through the archway, all the way to the back to try to get to the Widow Perch. So setting up these pushes takes a really long time. Yeah. So you maybe get 3 of them. One is already down.
That's why Erster was so impressive today. That's why he was so dominant, because he was like, right, I'm fed up with waiting and setting this up. Instead, I'm just going to kill everybody. And he did, and it was wonderful. So we're waiting for Agility, similar performance from him, because now he's got the blade out. The bongos don't count. The bongos can't run away, and they feel no fear. Agility's, you need to find another one. And then he's going to pick up 1 kill. Not the best, but still, that is the main tank dead here for Florida Mayhem. Fate out of the picture.
Saya gets another, though. Saya has gone 6 limbs, 6 final blows. Karib has had enough of it. Takes him out, but this one's not over just yet. EMP can be committed if they need it, but no need.
Nice play from BQB.
Sent back to spawn. That push began at 230. We are now at 120. So you got to think this might just be the last one. Oh, asleep and sitting the self-destruct right on!
Get out of here, Fate. Back to spawn with you. Chris, not even going to be able to res him. He's just a memory. Not coming back to life. Saya, though, gonna get sniped by Space. This is just tit for tat right now, back and forth between both of these teams. The Valiant will have a body that's Space on the point, so eventually the Florida Mayhem are gonna have to react to this guy. And they do. I mean, that's Fate going back there, getting rid of him. Fate put to sleep, but not for long. Kareev is gone as well. Hex, we're gonna have one push left pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really cute opening there to hit the sleep dart and then start with the self-destruct, but they never really able to make anything out of it. A great chase down there by Fate. I think people forgot a little bit about Fate. You know, this Valiant team should know enough about them.
It's whether you forget about it or you believe in it, you know what I mean? Three sisters. I don't know, it's a bit much to ask.
Let's not get philosophical right now. We've got a Dragon Blade coming up, and that's the philosophy I believe in going forward. Can Agilities get it done? It's the last push. Ominous music is playing.
Yep, this is it. All on the line. And riding on the edge of a blade. Agility is going to be the one. There's the boost. Looking for the target. Never mind, it's EMP'd. Shut down. Where are my kills? The answer is you don't get any. Fate barely squeaks his way to the grave, but the damage may be done here. Florida Mayhem, they still have 3 alive.
That one kill is so important, though. It allows him to get the dash reset, which allows him to follow through on BQB. Now Saya goes down as well, and Agilities, though he got EMP'd early on, he finds a little ground beef in the form of a hamster, allows him to get dash resets and get a couple more. Dash reset, great mechanic.
Yes, yeah, it just keeps the ball and the fun rolling. But also, how small would that burger be? That burger patty.
Let us not.
Would be tiny. Those would be sliders. The Hammond sliders.
I don't want to answer letters today. You can address them all to similar. Room on fire. What's your actual?
Get out of my face. Get out of my Twitter. But looking for it. You get less time with the new patch. You get less time to push onto the second. Instead of getting 4, you get 3 minutes.
Low. Fact is very low right now. Yeah, they will take him down, and that might be enough to send them back. It will be. Custa hits the retreat button, and they're out of there, gonna wait for it, because with 2:30 left, you really only have 2 pushes, so why not, you know, have 2 good ones instead of a scuffed one and a decent one after. So it makes sense to hit the retreat there when Fact falls. They tried really hard to keep him alive. Not gonna be the case. It's not like there was a ton of ultimates on either side either. Next coming up, though, we have a self-destruct from Gargoyle, should they so need it. Kareev can open this gate with a Coalescence. Very likely will be the first ultimate out.
Saya just hits that shots, man. They're just so meaty.
That's a nice nade. That means Hagopin's going to have nano, too.
Yeah. We'll have this set up. And they're ready for him right now, but there it is. Coalescence to lead the way. BQB gets nanoed. He's looking for a kill, and he's got to find it. It's Custa to boot. That is going to hurt. You really want to be building up that sound barrier if you're Custa. That's going to really slow things down here for the Valiant.
They're staying in. Either that or they're forced in. They're just going to still try to hang out. They're going to try to make a push out of this. Are the Valiant, because when you lose your Lucio, you know he's going to get back into the mix. And already Custa back in here.
Looking for another one. Not going to find it, BQB.
He was looking for Custa.
Dancing on a Ranger's edge. That is a sick situation for Side player. Flash into Fan where they got nowhere to go. KSF is gone. Eventually, Fist did beat face there. And so the Valiant, right now, they're getting whittled down. This isn't exactly the fight they were hoping for. I feel like they just need to go for a hard reset instead of continuing to feed ult charge over to the Florida Mayhem.
It's time now. It's time now for certain. And what's interesting, though, like, if you think about it, like, very small game, why would you try to, like, flash and kill a Diva? What are you really going to get? Nothing. But you do enough damage that expends resources out of the Moira. And those are finite resources. She's got a meter. She can't just infinitely heal. Has to be doing damage to pull that back. And if your team is playing far away, Kareev can never get the damage done to bring that back and can really only heal on the orb. So when you're playing against a Moira, that chip damage ends up meaning a lot more.
Curious to see what kind of impact BQB is going to have here, because he's got the Meteor Strike, so he can go a bit ham. He could go into the back line and still have a way out. Nice nade as well. You got to give it to Hago. He's been hitting so many bio nades.
He can have nano again.
As soon as they go purple, they can't get healed, and so the Valiant have to be careful every time. There's BQB. Snipe on Custa. No sound barrier for the Valiant in the last fight. And no backline, no support. Saya player coming up with the goods, and everything going wrong for the Valiant.
They even eat the Blizzard. My goodness, this defense from the Florida Mayhem has come up strong. They give up first point in the 12th hour, but second point, no progress, no quarter given to the Los Angeles Valiant.
I believe Quartermain's on the London Spitfire. But that is as clean as it gets. Excellent work from Florida Mayhem, putting the Los Angeles Valiant on notice. The Valiant, we'll see what they're capable of on the defense after this.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Speculation abounds, Hex, as we wonder what exactly went wrong for the Valiant on that offense.
Well, I mean, Custa dying with Soundbarrier at the end hurts, and that's what Doom can do to you, because it's not like you took half damage, and now you have to like, oh, panic, let me bury her. It's just, oh, I'm buried inside a wall now, I guess I'm back in spawn, right? So that's what happened there. They didn't get the Soundbarrier off, and I think the changes to Assault have really kind of thrown teams off, where we only have 2 minutes now, so do we stay in and try to make this work, or do we full reset it? It becomes very difficult to adapt and make those calls, but Los Angeles Valiant still a chance to win the map if they can hold on to first point here. Very possible. Like I said, Assault really only gives you at best 4 good pushes, and that's if you're playing at warp speed. You have 3 attempts on the offense to do something on first.
Double sniper is going to be the solution here for the Florida Mayhem. BQB on Hanzo, Saya on his Widow. We saw what Saya's capable of. He's already sitting at 10 final blows here at the end of the first half. That's pretty respectable, considering. So we'll see, is he going to be able to extend those numbers? Nice clever angle there, off angle here from BQB, looking for a snipe. KSF doesn't really seem to realize it either. He was standing out in the open, an opportunity there. It's just this poke fiesta until somebody dies on the defense. Agility's came close, now that's going to be Space, vulnerable. Space getting bio-naded as well. Hago is so bonkers right now with these bio-nades. That's putting so much pressure on the Valiant support line.
He is hitting a lot of these for really, really good pressure on the team. Makes them back up a little bit. Right now, Fate is slept, so they're going to have to wait for him to awaken. Still no picks, though. Bloodless on this Florida attack.
Oh, darted from Space. Got to keep him up. You cannot let him go down. And yep, going to actually commit the bio-nade. Can also boost the healing as well. So we will get the boost coming in here from Gargoyle. Gargoyle hunting right now. He does a lot of damage when he's boosted up. You cannot take this lightly. Diva already an assassin from on high. This could very well be Backfiction getting overwhelmed, but Backfiction somehow survives. Agility's hanging on by a thread. Still in this.
Healing was enormous. There will be an exit kill at the very least on Backfiction, which is a bigger deal than you may realize because the spawns are so far away from the defense, and Orisa, despite being a quadruped, very, very slow.
I'm actually looking at the numbers right now in terms of healing done. Karib at 11,000 healing. That's unreal compared to Hago on the other side, 6.8 thousand. Yeah. So in terms of healing right now, Karib's just going bonkers.
The metric we look at usually is healing per 10. It gives you a better metric, but even then he's leading by 1,500 per 10 minutes.
So that's the difference maker, and we did have a little bit of focus on him at the beginning of this match.
90 seconds left.
Up.
90 seconds left. Two fight defenses wins this map for the Valiant. Space! Kind of being a jerk. Kind of being a jerk now to Fate. They slept Fate again. As long as it at him again.
I love it. This is guaranteed. Guaranteed. And you know, you gotta pump those numbers up, Hex. BQB, that's the snipe on Agilities. Custa looking for the res, getting good cover there from Space as well. They were aware of it. Agilities though, you gotta be careful, don't want to overstay your welcome. C-Matrix is on a cooldown, and Agilities dies again. Yep. There's the dragon going through.
Yeah, Agilities had Tire as well. That's an ultimate that could have at least pressured somebody out. Maybe you get a single support there. Right now, Florida with the big numbers, a big sleep onto Space. They're gonna take him down as well. Not as ceremonious as a self-destruct on top of him, but they get the job done. Comes a Tire from spawn trying to do something, but it's not gonna do anything.
No.
Even if it connects with 3 right now, it's over. Florida will complete the first attack. Now playing with house money here as they get a chance to attack second.
And look, don't even really have to go that far. 33% will be the name of the game here for them, and they've got 3.5 minutes to do it. So, yeah, damage dealers right now making the difference, I think. Agilities and KSF, 6 kills each. 10 for Saya, 11 for BQB. Those guys are just coming up with the final blows.
Well, I mean, some of that's skewed because Florida did play defense and rocked him on it now. Agility saw how successful the defensive Doomfist was. He's on his own.
Looking for it. Say, he's going to come with a kill on Fate. That could help. Gargoyle goes down as well, and that's going to be it. Fail. Or take a nap. It's been a long day's work.
Who did Hago nano there? They had just lost 2. He nanos the Hanzo late, and none of this is going to matter. That's just 2 ultimates now. Maybe they were popped before I saw the tanks die, but Chris and Hago both ended up using their support ultimates. Oh, you'd love to have that nano back. Maybe give it to Saya.
Is this even for even Custa? Custa going for the change, in fact, to the Batiste to try and make it a little bit more annoying with the anti-dive.
They're looking for the Doomfist. That's what you saw Fate turn and look around. They get him early.
Oh, so close! You saw the possibility, but it didn't quite come through. KSF drops BQB. He will get rezzed up. Space trying to punish. Space might cost him. That cost him his mech, and that's awkward because now you're going to have Side Player. There's no D Matrix left to worry about here. Side Player gets to just run amok in the back line. He's boosted as well. Looking for kills here. Got to come up with the goods at some point, Saya.
I have no idea how he missed that whole bunch of people who got pulled up by the ult.
That's got to be it. I mean, Agility's has got to go down eventually. That's unbelievable that Agility still survives to this day. Oh, and there it is. Meteor Strike on top. Space D-Mech for a 3rd time in this fight, though. So Saya trading it, just doesn't want to let this D.Va have any say.
Might not matter. They're going to boost Gargoyle here. He's going to get in there. Back is isolated. The Amplification Matrix comes up and it boots a ton of healing onto Fact.
Yeah, I really like boosting Gargoyle as well. Really lets him get in there with the D.Va, and then he gets a fresh mech off that self-destruct. Fight continues. Fact Fiction barely gets the barrier up in time.
The longer this goes, the better it is for the Valiant, and it might be time to just reset and get one more good one for Florida. Back was so low right there, and we've seen Amplification Matrix, and look, largely we talk about the damage you can pump through it, but if you pump through those heals, that's why it's made for Batiste. You can take someone from 0 to about full in 1 or 2 clicks, and that's exactly what you saw with back there. They drop the Amp Matrix, hit 2 pills onto him, and he's back up at full health, and they're able to deflect this. 1 minute remains for the Florida offense.
Just waiting right now because the Valiant, they're doing a good job. Hex, they listened to your notes and they passed. Don't go past that doorway.
No, that's how you lose. That's how you lose.
Don't go past that big archway. You just stay here on the point and you make them come to you because they have to waste time. 35 seconds on the clock. This is shaping up to be the push to end all pushes. KSF just going to make it a little bit more awkward for him. Why not? Get the Dragon in there. That's going to catch Chris out in the open. You've lost your Mercy. No res possible. And Florida Mayhem with 20 seconds on the clock. It's looking a bit grim. They might actually hold this.
Saya's going to try to backcap, but that's it. He's got Kareem. He got Kareem. He's trying to put some progress on the point by himself.
This is getting silly. This is getting out of hand. Oh, Space dodges it. Saya under pressure now. Saya, no flash. Barely survive, and it will get overwhelmed.
Chris gets back on the point, but all for naught. The Valiant will hold. No one's completing Temple of Anubis today.
Not every day we get to see that, Hex.
A draw on second.
Draw.
Yeah, you usually see draws after a full hold and then on first point, but a draw on the second does come in. The Valiant hold on for dear life. They will lead the series 1-0 as we head into our halftime.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile. And by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right.
Cease your resistance.
Time to raise my APM. Boosters engaged. Let's see if you've got enough. Get with it.
Every match from here on out is a must-win for the LA Valiant, and so far they're playing like it. Score is 1-0 after the draw on Anubis. Welcome back, everybody. It's halftime. It's Bucket alongside Brent and Sideshow, as we will be all day long. And fellas, this one coming in, we knew there was a lot of pressure on the Valiant, but Florida have been hot recently, taking out some of the big dogs. So what were your expectations when we saw the first map load up?
I was expecting a close game, for sure, but I was actually expecting a little bit more out the Florida Mayhem, actually, to be closer. I was expecting more of a 1-1 at the half. Almost was like deja vu of the last match we had, you know, a draw on the assault map in the end. So, I mean, that's just going to become a commonality, I think, as well.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from this first map, because one name we kept saying downstairs was agilities, agilities, all agilities again.
Yeah, he comes in. They normally run this Shaxx KSF combo on the DPS duo, but Agilities comes in to play his Pharah, immediately gets a boob kill onto Hagapyeon, finds another one there onto Saya player, and he clutched this first round with his Doomfist, where it totally looked like Florida Mayhem should have won this. And these little moments, I think, are indicative of the fact that Florida Mayhem have yet to properly reach their potential as a team. They're certainly starting to show great stuff, but they're letting moments slip away from them, like that first round, and then they looked totally out of it in the second. It was very dominant from the Valiant.
Yeah, Mr. Brady, though, he has been impressing. I think he's really excelling right now in this meta, where we're seeing a lot of heroes that he likes to play, projectile heroes. We see the Genji on Anubis, we see, you know, the Mei here, often the Pharah as well, where he can just kind of tech it in here and there. Really like the Pharah pick, actually, in particular on that well section, because you know that Florida Mayhem are probably going to be playing like a Reaper Mei. You don't have any long-range threat to take you down.
They can't shoot up.
Yeah,
you've also got to give credit to the coaching staff for properly utilizing him as well, because he only comes in when he's actually going to make an impact.
And speaking of that, we expected Shaxx to possibly come in for the second map. Instead, they keep agilities in. We are watching the DPS, as always, the damage dealers. Who won the fight between BQB and agilities?
Well, Agility started off and wasn't having any success with these Dragon Blades, so you're thinking, all right, Agilities is in order to get value. Finds one pick there, but got shut down. Again, gets hacked and ends up getting killed here. And then when it goes to this final Dragon Blade to seal everything up, there's only 5 seconds left. He gets EMP, but still manages to clutch it out. So the Blades did absolutely nothing, but he was still able, just with his raw mechanics afterwards and the dash resets, to be able to take it. But there was so little time, they couldn't convert on B at all.
Yeah, very even game. And I think you're going to see a lot of this, honestly, between teams that are quite evenly matched. You can see probably a lot of draws coming onto assault changes, because they now only have 3 minutes when they cap that first point, so they have less time to work with than they have done in the past. And we're also moving into like a slower meta. Team fights are happening a lot less frequently as they did before. So you're seeing these teams, it kind of gets stalled out, you know, they only get like a couple of good team fights in before eventually they're just running off of fumes towards the end. So, I mean, we saw in that last match, we saw here, we're seeing draws on assault all over the shop.
The good news for Valiant, though, you didn't get a loss, right? Which means that if you take just one more map, you can lock up this series potentially in the second half. Let's take a look forward, though, for the Valiant, because not only is today a must-win scenario, they have to win out if they want to break into the playoffs. We've got the Mayhem today, but they are one of few teams that have 4 matches to go. We got Uprising, Gladiators, and Shock all after this.
There's still a lot of room for the Los Angeles Valiant to get back into this top 12. And it's crazy that they started out 0-7 in the season, right? And they still might have a chance. But this absolutely is a must-win game. They can only afford to lose 1 of the next 4, and they're playing Gladiators and Shock, who are potentially the top 2 teams at the moment.
I will say this, though. Expected loss for the Gladiators. Honestly, the Gladiators didn't look as hot today as we thought they might. They came in pretty cold, honestly, the first half. You know, managing to take a couple of rounds against them. So I think that one, I mean, that's pretty even for me, honestly, in my mind. If Valiant keep up a reasonable performance.
And we should call this out, right? Battle of LA. Yep. August 24th and August 25th are the next 2 matches for the Valiant, and you guys could be in attendance. It's the Kit Kat weekend, the rivalry weekend. It's going down right here in your home city. Final thoughts here on this match, though. We've got Florida always a threat. Can they come back and steal this series 2-1?
I totally believe so, yes. I think that both teams right now are looking very timid. They're feeling each other out. They're not playing their best Overwatch. Whoever comes out in the second half and feels re-energized, super confident, wants to really take this game is going to be able to take it. Could be either team. It's whoever makes the better development at the half.
Brent, who's your player to watch in the second half?
Player to watch is going to be...
His brain broke.
KSF?
Yeah, going with KSF.
On the Hanzo?
Yeah, on his Hanzo. It's been pretty clean.
There you have it. We'll find out. Can LA keep their playoff hopes alive? They need another win in the second half.
And that's Dallas setting themselves up for a quick take here.
Coming from a small town to like a big city like this, it's definitely different, but also cool and exciting. It sucks like leaving my friends and stuff behind and family, but like I knew what I wanted to do and this is what I want to do in life.
Trill nails the shatter.
I just want to have fun and just do something that makes me happy, right? And this makes me happy. Getting to like travel, meet new people. I feel like this is like a once in a lifetime sort of thing. So like I just want to take it and just like run with it as long as I can.
Agility's valiantly living up to the name.
Agility's yet again, the man doing the damage, bringing the heart.
Agilities with the Dragon Blade lighting up the kill feed.
Agilities is getting serious here.
There's nothing to stop him. He's going mad right now.
This is Agility's just having fun, cutting loose, feeling good. Point blank, doesn't care. What a beast! Agilities, that couldn't have gone better. The man doing the damage, the man bringing the hurt, Hex. Agility's a Brady. He's still bringing it, man. He's still doing good work for the team.
And first in hero damage per 10 in the first 2 stages for his squad. And yeah, he's had his ups and downs over the season, but always seems to bounce back, right?
Yeah. No, I bet right now it's actually neck and neck between him and KSF in terms of stats. So that's what's so important here for the Valiant moving forward. I think Josh made a really good point. It's kind of up for grabs on this.
Yeah.
Whoever's going to have the confidence coming back from talking with the coaches, who can take the reins immediately, stands a good chance of taking the series.
But Agilities has played really well in this stage in particular, lets him shine a little bit more, and also he hasn't been taking it in and out this year. At least not negatively.
That's why he looks so svelte.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, then, Brady, notes to be taken. But what's so important about Stage 4 is your damage dealers. You need them to be popping off.
Yep.
You need them rather to be doing damage. And Agilities and KSF, when the two of them are neck and neck, that's when you're in a feel-good moment here. Because we have seen the Florida Mayhem turn things around. They are no longer a team to be brushed aside.
Right.
they are a team to be taken seriously.
It's not an automatic W when you look at them on their schedule now. They definitely have proven that they can take down the top teams, and when you're Valiant and you're fighting for your playoff life, you better take every single one of these seriously. Now we're going to go to Hollywood. It's very possible that we'll see Agilities play a Genji on this. Dive has come back in a big way on Hollywood, especially Hollywood first. However, I believe the Valiant will be on their defense first. Either team with the greatest of records here on our Hollywood map. There's the VIP space. Oddly, it doesn't have my car in it, but you know, maybe we'll push it there.
We don't need to push your car there. Your car runs on batteries. It's just never going to stop running. It's just going to keep going forever. Oh, well, no, we'll get some Pharah here to kick things off. I'm always a fan of the Brady Pharah.
Okay. Get some pressure in over the top.
Bunch of rockets to the face. He's waiting for it. Got a little greedy there. Kind of waiting a little bit too long, and Fate's going to be able to dodge. Some damage lost there. Some ult charge lost there. Ult, well timed, thrown in by Fate. Agility's still going to be able to sneak his way past it. Now he gets to play with the angles of these rooftops, making it difficult to shut him down. Massive damage being dealt over the top. Gargoyle takes down Space, and we lose back Fiction. And the damage is just, well, stronger on the side of Florida Mayhem. Los Angeles Valiant can't hang.
I think Space stepped maybe a little bit out of line. I think they had a sleep dart on Fate, and Space was going in there to try to pull him into the fray. However, Gargoyle drew first, was able to win that duel. It's so annoying to deal with Infer Mercy on this map in particular because you can just hide on the house the entire time, this rooftop. And you can use it just to give your jump jets a cooldown, maybe surf a little bit on the rooftop, get where you need to be, but it's always been a decent map for it because of the architecture of Hollywood first.
The Hulk combo though, and once again, Fact getting picked off to start. Dicey here. BQB snipes Agilities, and that's going to be the end of this push.
You don't even bother resing here. Now you're all going to die. You're in a bad spot. Maybe the Mercy gets out, or maybe they just throw everything they have at her.
I swear, Mercy really does sound like pew-pew lasers. Like her pistol.
Yeah.
Pew, 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 pew. Doesn't it? It's got that visceral pew kind of sound.
I mean, I agree with you, but I kind of wanted to let you just float out there with it.
Yeah, with the pew-pew.
Stop. All right. Reset here. Agilities almost has a barrage. Very likely could get boosted, but another enormous hook. And Fact is out of it. That means you can't go in anymore because, I mean, yes, you consider Fair Mercy in, but then your 3 on the ground remaining are just utterly exposed. 2 minutes left.
But Fact literally has a cooldown that should make him an immovable object, literally, so that he can't get hooked in or halted.
We've seen a lot of Orissas forget about that sometimes. There's been a lot of weird halts and hooks that go on Orissas that have this button on cooldown, so maybe it's an adjustment of learning a new tank to just know to anticipate it at the very least.
Or react to it. I mean, you have time between the halt and the hook. You have time to hit that.
And a barrage goes in over top. No, barrage didn't go. They just nanoed him.
Yeah, dragging in. We've seen this. Nano looking for it, and barely Saya player. Unbelievable. Saya still alive. How is this a thing? All right, not for long. Doesn't realize that Agilities is hanging in there, but Fate with the pick. And the Los Angeles Valiant looking really wonky here on this map, on this push. It's just falling apart for him, one piece at a time. Minute on the clock for him as well, so they really don't have much time to be messing around here.
I've been so impressed with Gargoyle in the very limited time we've seen him on his Devo play, but right now he's hitting every hook. 89% accuracy on his hooks. You do not want to just play against a Roadhog and like maybe hope he misses a hook, because right now he's not missing hooks. He's getting everything done. He's been opening all of these kills. That's nuts.
It is in fact bonkers.
Okay, this is probably the last good push. Dragon, Supercharger, Barrage. That's what the Valiant have to work with here.
Just throw everything in. But you got the window pane here from Chris. Looking for positioning on his side. Yep, there it is. No time wasting it. As they try and cross over into the open, you can get melted if you hang out here. And once again, Fact Fiction dies first. Pretty much 4 times in a row. That forces the res from Custa. D-Matrix coming in to try and help things out as well. And so far, it's going to be Fate going down to the Dragon, trading for Carib. Agilities gets picked. By no means is this over. Florida Mayhem still taking the fight to the Los Angeles Valiant. And this is the final fight for the Los Angeles Valiant. They got to get the job done here.
Well, they got Carib before he could nano. He's going to try to get back in. It is 4 members of the Valiant on the point. Valkyrie comes up preemptively. And now some changes have come out. Huge kill.
That's big. Now you've lost the damage. You're going to get the Fate in there as well. He's getting kept alive by the Lantern. Gargoyle's got to be careful, though. He gets anti-nated. That might fall apart, though. Agilities blows himself up. Still a chance. The self-destruct, nowhere to go. Oh, barely gets around it. Are you kidding me? The Blizzard is here as well, and somehow the Florida Mayhem, they refuse to say die hex. They refuse to give up.
So rotating around, some progress has been gained, at least for the Los Angeles Valiant here. But Gargoyle continues to run roughshod over this team.
He's having a field day right now. Oh, Dragon dodges it. So close. 2 takes. Do we get a third? Could be that we get the third out of this Saya player. Well, he's gonna die, but then Fate's there to trade it. Both of the Hanzos out of the picture once again. They just need to get knocked off for an instant now. The overtime wick has been burning so long. If nobody from the Valiant is on this point even for a fraction of a second, it is over. This push. Not looking like it's meant to be this time, though.
They finally get Gargoyle out of this fight, and he was the one really carrying, but BQB is back on this Tracer. He's been crushing as well.
Unbelievable. He's just doing so much damage. This is crazy. Does he go for the stick? I mean, Fact is going to die anyway. Could go for the toe-to-toe. Got eyes on Custa, and that's it! Round 1 complete, and Custa doesn't look like he can believe it.
Gargoyle,
Fiction neither.
Gargoyle finished his Roadhog career, because at very end he had to switch, with 93% hook accuracy. That is an absurd, unbelievable number that I can't believe I even just had to say. My goodness, you can see the Florida plan that took 3 stages to build, and even a little bit of this one finally coming through.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Into the eyes.
There you have them, Hex. They've been in the hands of the bear, and it has paid dividends. It is working out. They are taking it to the Los Angeles Valiant, the Florida Mayhem, and really putting the Valiant on the back foot. Yeah. Trimming those wings. They haven't quite clipped them yet.
If Florida wins this series, they still have to win the map first. It would be the longest win streak in their franchise history at 3, but it does show signs that they're turning things around. Now, Florida had put themselves in excellent position to win Temple of Anubis, and were unable to put some progress on the second point. That's why we're 1-0 after 2 maps. We had a draw. If the Valiant can, well, I mean, it's very unlikely there's going to be a draw here, but the Valiant have a chance to win this map. If they full hold, or at least hold them below 73.7% progress, then the Valiant will win this series 2-0. As we've already played 3, it'd be impossible. So Valiant have a chance to close out the series with an excellent defense. Florida putting on a clinic on their defense. The man of the hour, Gargoyle here, has had one of the best Roadhogs I've ever seen.
Oh, 1 hook out of 14. Okay, there you go.
I kind of want to see the 1 hook.
Yeah, what did he miss? I bet it wasn't close. I bet it was super close.
It was probably a hook 2.0 thing where someone's just around the corner. Yeah.
Now getting into it. They are pushing forward and they're sticking to their guns. Florida Mayhem. Saya players on the Hanzo and Saya players dead. So, back to what we were discussing earlier in terms of Gargoyle just being a total monster. Man's a monster, Hex.
Yeah, you're going to have to wait for it.
I mean, are gargoyles technically monsters? Yeah, do you remember the series?
Yeah, I do!
The animated series.
Oh, wow.
Throwback.
Let me bathe in that nostalgia for a second whilst I date myself.
Well, gets the junks and the rats.
He got slept and
so
then
close.
launched into the air, but he's fine. He's gonna get all healed up as they take position on the corner.
I thought he was gonna get that high ground for free there. It's like, oh, thank you, fellow. Well, KSF dying is certainly not gonna help things. His custom position to res him, not even. So this is it, 6v5, and that's the way it's gonna stay here for the Valiant.
You want to fight this, you don't want to let him get 33% here even, so then they can just come in and roll piecemeal. Gargoyle gets another.
Lost Crib, this isn't good. Space gets teabagged. Florida Mayhem, are they gonna make it happen?
Gargoyle gets another.
Trying to figure it out. Where does it go over? There it is, in the middle of them, but Gargoyle's hit the damage already.
And guess what? Gargoyle gets another.
And another. Gargoyle's on a tear right now. You can't stop this guy, and that's it. The Florida Mayhem tie up the series 1-1.
Someone build a statue and set him on a building.
This guy is just staring down on the rest of us. Yeah, I dominate all of you. What a monster. 36 final blows to 12 at the end. The Florida Mayhem dominate on Hollywood. They look so good. Gargoyle ends it with 11 to his name.
11 final blows, which is the most in the server by quite a bit, actually. Fate up there as well, but he was leading everybody in final blows. Should not be a surprise. And this was him trying to close it out for his team. Get some upstairs. You're not going anywhere. Let me take a second here. What do we got over here? Oh, I found a free Custa. That's a second, and then I think he gets a tracer here. Yep.
Do we get a fourth? We get a fourth. I mean, he's almost at the ace. He's almost at Erster level. We'll see if he can top it when we come back.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
One more time.
The Vancouver Titans, Stage 1 champions. The Shark have done it, Stage 2 champions. Make some noise for the current holders of the California Cup.
That's right. Be sure to get your tickets for the Kit Kat Rivalry Weekend, August 24th through the 25th at the Los Angeles Valiant.com.
Going to be really important to get your wings out that weekend because you're probably still going to be fighting for a playoff spot there. You're going to have to take on the likes of the San Francisco Shock and the hated rival of the Los Angeles Gladiators now, or are they still the big beast?
Are they real a rival though? I mean, they were looking like they're on the up and up, the Gladiators, but then the armor started to weigh them down, and they just ran out of steam.
They're still winning some matches.
They're just huffing and puffing, trying to catch up now.
You'd like to make those matches really matter by getting a win on the board here, because the Florida Mayhem have come roaring back on Hollywood. They almost beat you on Anubis. Really, I think about it, the only map that looked great for the Valiant was the second part of Control.
Yes.
But we are going into, how do you say it in Swedish? Junkertown?
Junkertown.
Junkertown.
Junkertown. Like, hold on, Swoosh, can we, how do we say it? Is that right? Junkertown, yeah, we got it. Okay, cool. Swoosh is looking out for us.
Swoosh up here in the
got our man from Svadier
hanging out, watching from on high, planning his next walkout.
But now getting into it, I'm glad to see Junkertown as the final map, actually, because we can get some crazy stuff, and more importantly, we get to see Saya player just pop heads. Because this is a Widow map, this is a Widow playground.
I mean, also coming off of that, this always used to be a place where you'd see Roadhog as well. You used to see double Widow, and then a team would run just a single support, and then the off healer would go on to the Roadhog, and after a while we just help from Gargoyle. My goodness. So this is a really interesting map. Everything on the line here. We're tied up 1-1 in our map 4. Winner take all. There won't be a map 5, no possibility. Valiant keeping their playoff hopes alive at 10-14. Florida Mayhem trying to go on their longest win streak ever at 3 and really opening up some eyes in the process. All year you heard from Florida, trust the process, trust the process, trust the process. And now you're getting some of that, some of the results are showing up on the field.
Think about it though, if you live in a world where, who's the other team that said that all last season, Hex, and now went on to dominate this season?
Oh,
San Francisco Shock.
Ah, that's right. Okay.
Come on, your boys.
Dude, don't give me quizzes. I'm not good at quizzes. Why do you think I'm not in academia?
Under the pressure.
Saya gets KSF really early on, and the double sniper holding strong right now.
Oh, buddy.
This was messed around. Oof. Oof.
Yep.
Oh!
There we go.
Well, right now it's Saya player versus the LA Valiant. He has gotten 4 kills and 4 final blows.
I don't think any of us are surprised, and he just looks so nonplussed as well. Just another day in the office for Saya, dominating noobs. What a boss.
I mean, there's some players that you feel like, oh, they worked really hard at their Widow, and then there's some players that are just like, it just is the most natural thing in the world for them.
For him, yeah. Saya, it's so fun to watch him play Widow as well. It's been so long coming, just because this is what he made his name on, and took the world by storm the first season. And once again, he's got another.
Put it on the board. That's 6.
So we're at 6. We can just keep count. I mean, as far as Saya's concerned, he's still the one who's making it all happen.
Once we get past 10, though, I'm out. I'm out of fingers. I'm out of fingers at that point.
Don't worry, Hex. I don't know what shoes on. We got
oh, nice eat. Space.
Gets the dragon.
Gets the dragon.
Those.
Saya gets a 7.
Those kinds of plays, though, and eventually he will just temporarily, because flanking Widow, why not? Boom, there's another. And this is just getting out of hand.
I mean, it's getting out of hand, but his team does have to eventually get in here to push the point. He's losing teammates here and there. Saya will finally go out down. Again, Kareem's had enough of it.
8 limbs, 8 final blows, 1 kill. Saya doesn't share. That's the lesson to take for this situation right now.
They're going to Valkyrie in just to get a little bit of purchase. Saya's going to take his perfect record of Widow to the bank and switch off to the free. Nope, he's going back to spawn.
Okay.
His team, this was a really disjointed attack.
It's all over the place. Now he's, I mean, they don't even know which way they're going anymore, do they? It's going to be BKB. I mean, he's got the fist, but I mean, Meteor Strike is more used to get out than to do anything else, so wouldn't really matter if he changed it up. Saya with the Reaper.
I was going to say, if Saya's going Reaper, then you're definitely going to get a May. Reaper, Doomfist just not synergized well enough together. The Reaper May does. However, they're going to be behind it. It's when you switch comps into a mirror, you're probably going to have to give away the first fight or so.
Yeah, they took the
huge
fight, and again, this time it's Gargoyle, trading it back. You ate the Dragon, I ate the Blizzard. Bringing the heat down under, and abilities now. He's doing his thing, trying to paint them, you know, go by, but not a whole lot gained for Florida Mayhem in terms of ult charge. That's the frustrating thing here for Florida. Saya and BQB, they're trailing pretty far behind.
You want to get ults out of the other team, and you also want to gain ult charge of your own. Saya just says, guys, you gotta let me get it. So Saya switches. We'll see if BQB switches now too, or they're just gonna run it. All right. Saya tried to convince his team. They say otherwise. He was on Widow for a second, goes back to Reaper. So that's any ult charge that he had on Reaper gone the way.
Hello there.
That's a toughie.
They still have 3 minutes though. They crushed that first. So, I mean, it sounds a little bit anxious, but they have plenty of time.
They have plenty of time. Just get in here. You need to start believing in yourself. And if Kaya has already changed heroes, that might get you feeling a little awkward here. Fate, though, will kick off with the kill on Agilities. No res possible here on the side of the Valiant. Instead, it's KSF dead next. There's the front line gone for the Valiant.
Now the chase is on. They're trying to get some exit kills. Custa skating away for his life. Back to a fall as well, and that's just a complete breakthrough. Custa used barrier there, but very good patience from Florida Mayhem. BQB holds back a little bit. They wait for the shields to start falling, tosses in the Blizzard, and they get the couple cleanup kills.
Yeah, you get 3 on the point to move it as quickly as possible. Get as much progress as possible for the Los Angeles Valiant to come through here and contest once again, which they will do. 2 minutes on the clock.
An undervalued combination is Supercharger and Coalescence. Supercharger can go down momentarily.
Do we get it? We do.
But the Supercharger's already down. Coalescence comes out lame, but they're going to clean up kills anyway. Gargoyle again!
Dude, Gargoyle is so bonkers. This is getting out of hand. Trying to keep him up. Gargoyle still here with the self-destruct. Over the top. Does he leave it? Oh, looking for it. But his teammates working against him. Eventually removes the bongos. Took a little while. That allowed Fact Fiction to do a bit more damage, but Fact, I mean, he is no longer going to be a concern. And Space getting DMAC'd and pushed off the point as well. So last second contest is coming through here for the Valiant, but that will be a second point picked up here for the Florida Mayhem.
Really early in that fight too, we talked so much about Gargoyle here, but early on in that fight, KSF tried to come up the top rope and Death Blossom, and Chris found him and just said, nah, see you later. And he's launched him back into the atmosphere. Then they're able to go on, and then they know exactly where the Reaper is, so they can keep tabs on him rather than having him drop in. And that is a second point pickup for the Florida Mayhem, who did it without having to use almost anything. The economy is definitely in Florida's favor right now.
They are. They've got the momentum going as well. This is going to get awkward. Okay,
got it.
Yep. A straight duel in that one. I'll take that fight any day of the week. Saya with another 2. Looking for a third. Saya just making all the plays. Hago there to chime in, and this could be the home run here for the Florida Mayhem.
I mean, I appreciate the confidence, but of the damage players in the league that you want to challenge in a 1v1 anything, Sai is pretty low on my list of guys I want to go right at.
It was a bold move, Cotton. And,
did not pan out for him. It did seem like a forfeit kind of move. Because also you get up there and you already have to use your rate, right?
Yeah.
And so Sai, even if he gets in trouble, has to rate. It's like a Tracer v Tracer. Whoever recalls first is in trouble.
Yeah.
All right.
Now you just think of dodgeball references. It's just getting bad. It's getting battered out here as the Agilities is going to get the Blizzard down. Sound barrier used. Solid work. Hago doing a good job keeping the teammates up as well. Focus fire is here for the Valiant, but they are just content to take the fight and force the Florida Mayhem off of the point. Saya, though, where did he go? Point blank right in the open, and that forces the D-Matrix out. Forces the Valiant back. 2 kills here so far. Make that 3. Florida Mayhem right now just plowing through this defense. There's nothing really the Valiant's capable of doing to halt the progress.
Another sound barrier early on. They got very little value, and now it's just cleanup for Florida. KSF can throw this Blossom as a wing and a prayer. Prayer unanswered.
Sustain.
Finally, barely stalling out is the Valiant. They got to get kills, though, and I don't see it happening.
It's so brutal. They are just so far behind. It's going to be Space coming in, but can't touch the point in time. Florida Mayhem picking up 3 points on Junkertown. Best score so far that we've had, Hex. Biggest number, at least.
At least very good offense there from the Florida Mayhem off the back of Saya opening things up on the Widow. Makes the team switch that he has to onto the Reaper to work well with the composition. Gargoyle again had several ultimates negated. 2, I believe. He got 2 Blizzards going during that one. So not only did he just put on a clinic as a Roadhog, extremely capable diva, and with this meta where you need Hog or diva depending on the situation, super situational, if you can be top 5 on both of those, you're a commodity that needs to be utilized.
Yes, you are definitely going to be in high demand. Custa demanding results right now from the team, giving him a bit of a pep talk. We've seen him here in these sorts of situations in the past. Custa has been the spirit animal for the Valiant. The Queen watches.
Overall, Agilities didn't get a single final blow there. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's worse than some of the stuff we saw from Houston earlier.
That is kind of rough.
That is a really rough game there. I mean, look, most of his team wasn't playing great, but I don't know. Sai just, that opening on here. I mean, Junkertown just seems like a map built for Widowmaker, though. Wide open, nowhere to hide, a bunch of ledges to do grapple shots on. There's a couple spots you can get to that no one else can get to. It's like, I guarantee you, if you go to whoever the principal designer of this map was, Widow statue on the desk. Guaranteed.
Yeah, all along. No, guys, it's going to be balanced.
I think it's a good map.
They're not going to be big, wide open spaces with nowhere to hide, so Widow can just have a field day. Well, we're going to find out who's going to jump first here for the Valiant. They've got a long way to go, and Saya player is waiting for him. Agilities has changed it over, so we will get some of the Genji.
This is just ultimate respect to Saya, because you're going to go the Widow duel, but you're also going to try to put some pressure on with the Genji.
Okay, let the beating continue. Let's just count and keep count, you know? Everybody just chant, you know? As Saya player picks up kills. I mean, this is a bit of a... It is a bit of a Valiant fan.
It's not going to happen in this arena, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's, you know.
When we do a homestand in Florida, I'm sure we'll be fine with that. There's that one guy with the flag still. I mean, that guy definitely better be chanting with us.
All right, back to the drawing board. 3 minutes left for the Valiant offense. Make some changes. Agility's off of the Genji. Custa's going to go to the Baptiste. KSF gets very low. Healed it back up, though. BQB's done a decent amount of work as well. He's already got Dragon ready to go. And that's really good for this point, especially right here when people start trying to pile around the corner.
KSF took out Chris. That's a bit of a spicy one. Without the Mercy there, that's a lot of healing, and that's the res gone as well. But then Fact Fiction dies. Another headshot. Another one.
No, don't remind me of that.
Another
one. Don't.
You know, at least you should.
When I say Saya,
you say Saya. And then
again, wrong crowd.
Nobody said it.
No one can hide.
Shot.
Nice hook there. Beautiful hook.
Good focus fire there from the Valiant. BQB is out. Gargoyle not going to hit it, or he did hit it, but Fact Fiction remembered that he could actually negate the hooks. And so now we're going to be getting into the thick of things, and that's a great shot. Beautiful work there from KSF.
Chris pops the wings to try to get his Neptuno on. Not going to happen that time. His Evil Tall on. There's a lot of battle mercies actually in the league right now. Not going to happen. It's very likely he's going to switch anyway. They're going to give up the first point. Are the Florida Mayhem. The Valiant continue to push here. A very decent time. 4 minutes onto the second point here. A lesser time than the Florida offense, but still respectable.
You got to give it to KSF. He's starting to hit some headshots here.
Yeah, and he has to. He has to put some pressure on the side. Sai's off of the Widow anyway, though.
Agility's still sitting on a single final blow, though. So just waiting for Agilities to step it up as KSF is currently trying to carry the load. We will get the Blizzard thrown down, and that's going to open it up here for KSF, along with the gang to take down Gargoyle Hago as well. So Florida Mayhem. On the defense, they're struggling here. Not as clean as we expected. The Valiant definitely showing some fight.
Sai went after it. Loses the duel, though, although the Roadhog stepped between him and his intended target. Now Florida trying to think about what they need to come back and get here and contest. But right now, the Valiant are in a great position. They have Supercharger, they have Whole Hog, and Whole Hog Supercharger can just push you all away. It doesn't even have to kill you.
Yeah. This is the Valiant. Keep in mind, every map still matters. Florida Mayhem, they're out of it. Right now, they're just here to ruin the Valiant's day. There is no chance for them to make it to the playoffs. They're already eliminated. The Valiant, however, they are right on the cusp. Every win matters for the Valiant. They need to get the job done here. They need to plow through this defense. BQB is down already, and you've got a D-Mech on Gargoyle. So it's looking up here on this push, and we may get into the home stretch. This was super quick onto the second point.
It's a very, very good second point. The Valiant unimpeded. I think the only things on the kill feed for the Florida Mayhem were taking down like Immortality Fields and Superchargers. Exactly. Not even really showing up there. It was all green. Agility's going to have a Blizzard for this next push as well. Finally for Florida, though, if you're looking to stabilize, they've got some ultimates coming online. Maybe if the Blizzard and Death Blossom can be impactful here. That's huge.
That's a big one.
That's a nice kill.
That's a big one. Saya, he's on the Reaper now. Well, Agility's just going to go ahead and chuck that Blizzard in right on top of the defense. Hago's got to be careful. Saya with the peel. Looked like Hago was going to go under, but Saya's there. The rest of the team follow without the healing and damage throughput.
this is a great position for a defense to be able to stabilize in as well. I think you're going to see Florida play pretty far forward here as far as they are right now, because there's not a whole lot of entry points here that can't be completely rocked by a May wall.
Yeah, exactly. Just cut in half. Oh, you wanted to come through here. Well, only half of you are allowed, and those will die first. That's the name of the game. A wall still possible. Yes, close to the bottom door. Now you're going to get the Blossom thrown in. Oh, he gets canceled out, though. D9 still. Fate is going to be the one to kick things off, and 2 kills coming through here for Fate on Florida Mayhem. Saya chimes in with the parting blow on KSF, but that is the Valiant rebuffed.
Fate has quietly had a really solid game against his old team, and like all these guys will some of the guys will say, oh, it doesn't matter, I just want to play. You always want to beat your old team. It doesn't matter if you're best friends with them, you want to beat your best friends then because it's your old team, and he's actually had a pretty solid performance here. It's hard to show up big as Orisa, but as long as you're not getting called out for dying a lot, you're probably doing fine.
These guys are competitors.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They can be beskies all they want out of the servers. As soon as they get in the servers, that's it. They're bringing the pain, and they don't care who's on the other side. So already, it's going to be the straight fight going back and forth now. Hago removes the bongos from Fact Fiction, so no more boost damage here for the Valiant. And Agility's in a bit of a tight spot. He's getting focused down. He barely gets the Blizzard off in time. That might throw a wrench in things here for the defense on Florida, but BQB sets it up with a counter Blizzard.
Florida really needs to win this fight because they invested both of their support ultimates to start it off, and it does seem like they've got everybody in the corner. KSF donates the Blossom for a single kill. That's it. And also, they're just going to taxi him back. Not that Moira really needs it anyway, but Chris just going to bring him back into the fight. And this is why. It's one of those points that reminds me of Gibraltar too, that when you get it through that first little bit, you want to get it about halfway through, because getting stalled out right at the capture point is brutal on Chunker's out.
So tough. And now, May, you pointed it out, right there, that wall going up makes life so annoyingly difficult. But we're going to get a nice delayed Coalescence, the Lighthouse blazing forth from Hagopun.
Hagopun's had Coalescence the last 2 fights in a row.
Yeah, and he's just doing a great job of timing it out so that he gets more value from it, and Saya player is going to find the kill on Fact Fiction. So, Florida Mayhem, man advantage going into this hold. We're down to a minute on the clock for the Los Angeles Valiant, and you got a Saya player in your back line just wrecking you completely.
You saw him go up the stairs. Did you think he was leaving?
Wrecked him. It killed him.
He can't even really do much about it, though. Even if you knew he was there, there's a whole bunch of other pressure at your front door, and the hammer and anvil of the Florida defense comes through. 50 seconds remains. Florida still has ultimates. Hago looking to go 4 for 4 in fights in which he has Coalescence. I mean, and at least Chris should be able to buy him enough time. Meanwhile, the Valiant don't have almost anything to work with. The cupboard is bare.
Fact Fiction can get the bongos, maybe. BQB again with the Blizzard, though. This is valuable time getting wasted here. KSF is gone. Space demeched as well. So that is no bueno here for the Valiant. 20 seconds. Final push is everything they're going to have, and you've already got Gargoyle and Chris.
No.
Ult's online.
It's going to be a fight, though, where Hago doesn't have Coalescence. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 ain't bad. Soundbearer's coming out there. You're going to have Blossom and Self-Destruct. Last attempt for Valiant. They're going to have to win 3 fights to win this map of the series.
Oh, I thought Saya was going to go for it, but he might have got canceled immediately. So instead, he's just going to try and provide some cover here for his teammate. Wall goes in, buying valuable time for BQB, who's still hanging in there. Saya, when does he decide to pull the trigger? Yep, Sound Barrier goes in. Now it's time to play. Custom with the Sound Barrier of his own, though, and Agility's with the Blizzard. This is the moment that they've been waiting for on the side of the Valiant. 3 kills quickly here for the Valiant, but they still have so much ground to cover.
It was a great counter barrier from Custa. Perfectly timed. It's exactly what they needed. They're able to get in. KSF has a Death Blossom. The Valiant win the fight they have to, but we are in overtime now. They cannot afford to get off the cart or lose a fight.
Yep, this is it. All or nothing for the Valiant. Playoffs dreams on the line. They got to get the job done, Hanks. They have the tools necessary. Space and self-destruct as well, so we'll have some glowing check marks, one versus the other. Hagopun, though, has been so consistent, so good with the Coalescence, and he's not going to waste any time. Overpower is down, instantly deleted, but that's traded out. Now we're going to get it back and forth here. Saya player trying to be the hero, trying to make the play. KSF instantly gone, but that's traded for Hago. He had the Coalescence, and now it's just not going to be enough healing through, but the Los Angeles Valiant will do it in overtime. They will succeed in picking up 3.
They keep the dream alive. You can see the relief wash over the Valiant faces.
Unreal. And just at the very end there, Florida, excellent defense, just wasn't quite capable of keeping it together. We're going to see how it all plays out after this. Well, Hex, they did it. Los Angeles Valiant. They stayed positive. They had the game face on, and they got the job done. 3-3 tied up in overtime, so it means that the Los Angeles Valiant will be on offense once again.
Right. Now, the Valiant not completely eliminated from the playoffs if they lose, but it doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good knowing that the remainder of your schedule looks as bad as it does. You know, when you have to play the Shock, you have to play the Gladiator. So the Valiant need every win they can get. Florida seems to be the most winnable one, but who knows what this Florida team actually is right now.
You're also trying to dodge being in the hands of others.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Don't want to have help.
Exactly. Oh no, we need this team to win and this team to lose by this much and all that. You want to dodge all that. It's much simpler if you just win. Win everything and get in there.
Just win forehead.
Ultra aggro. Ultra aggro. Saya, no mercy. And I approve. Saya sitting on 31 final blows. That's got to be one of the best performances we've had so far.
That's ridiculous.
So sick.
Or like final blows per 10 or something. That's always the thing. Sometimes people play like these marathon 6-6 assault maps.
Sure, maybe it's at 20 per 10. Yeah, but Command is a monster.
Well, I mean, it's kind of rough right now that Florida came out without the Widowmaker because now in the skies, you've got Agilities, has Barrage up as well. So they're just getting a ton of free push because Florida right now is afraid to play. Right now, yeah, they'd lose one.
Ooh, Agilities dodges it. There it is. You will get that Barrage push through. And this is going to be that perfect push coming in here from Valiant. Quick calls on the side of the Valiants, and they will succeed in winning that fight and setting themselves up to pick up a 4th point. That's what you need, though. You need the Valiant to adjust rapidly to what they see.
Insta-switch.
And
Has to
make
do it.
change.
Yeah.
So we will get Saya on the Widow. Can he get out here fast enough to join up with the rest of the team?
Well, there's going to be some people on the low ground at least contesting. They're going to wait for Saya to get in the grapple position on the far side.
Gotta set it up. And now you got ultimates as well. Fate instantly just blitzed. Do you have anything here for KSF? KSF dancing. Oh, Gargoyle takes out Fact. This is big. Custa as well. 5 alive, 4 alive for the Florida Mayhem. They're going toe-to-toe. Saya is still in this mix. He's still looking for shots. Gets the body there. Gets a follow-up. Looking for more. Agility's hanging out. And Agility's is gone, but it's still a 4th point for the Valiant.
Whoa, they capture the point. They can come back out right now and try to push them off if they so choose, but no one left alive because the respawns for Florida might as well be in a different continent right now. They're not going to be able to get back there, so a nice performance from Sai, but at the end of the day, it means nothing, and he has to switch back to Reaper as the Valiant continue to push. Pure overtime right now. You see the fuse up top winding down. The longer it goes on, the shorter that fuse grows. If the Valiant step off for a moment, overtime will end and the progress push will end.
Saya right now, man, he is currently on his way to setting new records here in the Overwatch League in terms of his performance. Nothing to worry about there. The rest of the team, though, got to step up. And here we go. With the Reaper, up close, no far to worry about. He gets to just enjoy himself. Just chunk damage into these big beefy tanks. Fact Fiction right now is not going to last long. Saya's going to find that kill. 36 for him. And let's just keep going here because he is an absolute monster on a tear. So long as he stays alive, life is looking grim for the Valiant. Agilities goes out. Did Saya get the DMEC? Yes, he did. Now you're going to get the sound barrier thrown in by Custa. They're doing everything they can right now on the Valiant side to survive this.
Saya does get it, and it's enormous that he got Agilities there as Agilities was working his way towards Blizzard. That said, that is a very good overtime push onto Junkertown to get the first point, to get a little bit progress more. Florida had a little bit of a time lead, but it doesn't really matter in the end because it's only 40 seconds. Yeah. It's not gonna, it'll maybe buy you a fight that you wouldn't have had otherwise. But I don't know, I mean, this is gonna sound terrible, and it's wrong and it's stupid, and it would never happen. Do you think you just like, would you just hold second if you're Valiant? Just give up first based on what Saya did to you? Did you on your first point, right? They were non-existent on their first.
He got 8.
Yeah.
He got 8.
Alone, right?
Okay.
And that payload never stopped pushing. It's not going to happen. I thought it'd be fun.
Hex, I just got it confirmed. Trout, he's on the case. But we just got the highest score so far in terms of final blows in history. 38. It was at 37 before. Side player is at 38. And the map isn't over yet. So we're going to get the highest final blow count out of a single player here out of this map.
In Overwatch League history.
Sick. Also, I was wondering about that. You know, you see Agility's, you know, with that scar across his nose. It's got to really be a rough one, though, you know, because, you know, in the future, if it leaves a mark, right, you know, people are going to be like, oh, man, how'd you get that scar? Was it in a bar fight? What'd you do?
Want to know how
riding a motorcycle?
Yeah.
It's like, it was my kitty cat.
It was Mr. Wriggles.
It was my kitty cat. You know, when they're kittens, Hex, they're feisty.
They are. That's Sai coming out on the Bastion just to try to crack any very forward hold here. Maybe gonna run it. Maybe it's time for the pirate ship. It is. Ahoy!
Oh, buddy. Set sail. The winds are fine today, and this is just gonna keep. Saya is just abusing him now. Talk about extending a record. He's gonna just try and make it as hard to beat as possible.
Does it on Widow, does it on Reaper. Rolling with the pirate ship now.
41 final blows.
This is fascinating. All right, let's see if there's any adjustments here. Custa goes to Lucio is the only switch. Okay, Custa goes to Baptiste, which is good against Sebastian. Put out the immortality field, try to keep yourself alive.
Well, that's unfortunate. You just peek out.
I love this.
Great.
They use the wall to get everybody up here and use this, but now they're gonna get walled off on themselves, but the wall actually just elevates them. They'll fall right back down. Yeah, totally fine.
I love it. Fully commit to the cheese. This is a fine rook core right now, Hex. Because, hey, you want to do a wall to lift them up? Gargoyle's there with the shield.
The sleep is huge. The sleep is enormous. They actually pick them up. There's no resurrection.
Big.
It's time to full reset. Unless they get the next 3 kills, it's time for Florida to reset.
They need to get it right now. What do they got? What do they got to work with? BQB is here. Might still be possible. They got the window pane. They got the window pane. They can't have the damage. Blizzard's there as well. Fate takes back. And Gargoyle, once you have that additional shield, that extra beefiness is making the difference for Florida Mayhem.
They didn't even have the time to reset. Blizzard comes out. This has been all Florida trying to clean this up.
Okay, KSF is going on. Well, they needed to touch the point. They had to touch the point, Florida. They could not back off of it despite the Blizzard. So you're talking about guys sacking themselves just to get onto the point. Yeah. That's what they had to do. Doesn't matter that KSF gets those kills. They needed to get bodies on the point.
And they get it just in time, too, to move the spawn forward. So now they're going to have everybody in full fighting force. There it is. That's what they're playing for. Green box on the ground. Saya rolling on the card in a variation pirate ship here. He has tank mode, but I think turret mode is infinitely more powerful.
100% agree. Stay in turret mode and nuke everything. I mean, there was a window there. Agility's just made it back. Agility's just made it back to the fight. He is here, but Custa's gone immediately. Custa now we're in a tank. Another sleep. Looking for the shots, and he's gonna hit him, but he gets picked off by back. Saya player shut down. The boss is dead. Collect the loot. Los Angeles Valiant, can you get the job done now? Gargoyle's down. Fate as well. They're doing it, Hex. The Los Angeles Valiant. This is unreal. After one of the hardest carry performances ever, we may very well have it. The Los Angeles Valiant. 2-1 victory over the Florida Mayhem. And we end it with 42 final blows for Saya player. But this is just a reminder, Hex. The team game, you can carry, but the team gets it done in the end.
I just think that's not even about that. These two teams are so evenly matched. What a banger of a series that was. You saw the guys from the Valiant visibly wiping sweat from their brows. They know what's on the line. They know that they have to take care of their own business. As I like to do here, though, some Valor for the Vanquish. Florida looks really good. They look retooled. If you've been secretly hiding that Mayhem jersey in your closet, you can wear it proudly now.
Or if you bought the new one, the third gen.
Well, definitely just wear that any day of the week. But the Valiant, they increase their playoff chances here. Yeah, and you can still see the guys are stressed. That's right, you breathe a big sigh of relief. Speaking of Saya player, put on a huge performance.
Yeah, we got to give it to me. We'll get back to Saya, don't doubt that. But let's hand it over to Mika for a winner's interview with Custa.
Thanks, guys. Everybody in the Los Angeles Arena, give it up for the Los Angeles Valiant and Custa. That's right, that's right. Congratulations on your win today, and you are known for being the shot caller on your team and kind of being a team leader. Is it any different shot calling in this meta than in the previous stages?
It's a lot right now, especially when metas are sort of still forming. You see a lot of different strategies, you see a lot of different things. It's about sort of not getting discouraged. You saw what happened to us on Hollywood. It's about refocusing. Hey, the strategy was bad. They really knew how to counter it. So it's about refocusing and being like, okay, what are we doing next map? What's our next strategy?
And you guys did it well today. Congratulations. In 2 weeks, we will be having the Kit Kat Rivalry Weekend, where your only 2 matches will be the California Cup and the Battle for Los Angeles. So how confident are you that you will be the best team in this glorious state of California?
If we're going to make the play-ins, we need to win these 2 matches. You know, everyone, all these other middle-of-the-table teams are showing really good performances in this stage, and you know, we're going to need 14 wins to make it. So, you know, we have to win. There's no ifs or anything about it. We have to win.
I like it. All right. Well, that's all we have down here. Similar next. Take it away.
Thank you, Custer. Thank you, Mika. And well, there you have it. Let's Hex, yeah, ovation here for the winners. They got the job done. I'm still stunned, especially considering Saya's performance. And we keep going on and on about it, but when a guy takes the new record for final blows and hard carries to the point that they, you really do think that he should just get the win.
I mean,
and doesn't.
It wasn't like the rest of the team played poorly either. I mean, it's just Saya played that well. That's a heartbreaker for him. But it's not always about the kills. It's also about when you get them. So a couple times you got like 4 kills, and then this team had already lost. So it is that great performance. But this is mostly about the Valiant keeping it alive. Look, Florida fans, you should be very happy about your team lately in the last couple weeks. You still had a win streak, which you've broken. Whatever. We've got a player of the match presented by Omen by HP, and it's Space.
He's surprised he got play. He's like, I got player of the match.
I wanted this because I like these highlights where he just drops it on his former teammate. Fate and Space were a duo for a while. They were one of the best tank duos in the league last year. And then he drops it on him again right there while he's sleeping. Just the ultimate BM on his bro. And then also, like, Space never has a bad game. I can't remember the last time I thought I was like, oh man, Space is really struggling. And his Diva crushed again today. He's got a very good Roadhog as well. But Space has been old, reliable, and yeah, I mean, he ate an ult at the right time, but mostly I just wanted to show those highlights because I thought they were funny.
Yeah, this would be your day.
That's it.
You could be a player of the match. It doesn't all come down to kills and plays, Hanks.
Yeah, exactly.
Be, specific plays.
It's about the personality of dropping a self-destruct on your sleeping former tank duo partner. Twice!
Russell, those Jimmies. Let's take a look at the standings now. Season. As far as they're concerned, the Valiant get bumped up. Now they're on the cusp of kicking into the 12th. Hunters right now, those are the guys who are wiping the sweat off their brow. They're starting to feel the heat a little bit here.
I mean, right now the Valiant still have to kind of get some help from the teams in front of them. Hunters, Charge, Reign, Dragons, Fusion, Dynasty, one of them has to be out of it for the Valiant to move in. I wouldn't really worry if I'm the Valiant about the teams chasing you because there's a whole lot of red tags, and then the Fuel and Paris have looked really bad lately, so I wouldn't worry about that. But you need a little bit of help. You got to take care of your own business. That's all you can really do if you're the Valiant, is win the games in front of you. Tough schedule as we go into the Kit Kat Rivalry Weekend against 2 of the top teams in the league in the Los Angeles Gladiators and the San Francisco Shock, but the Valiant have shown that they are a resilient squad.
Yes, and that's what is so necessary going into the very end. But we're not done yet, guys. There's still one match here live from the Blizzard Arena in Overwatch League land, Los Angeles. Chengdu Hunters versus the Hangzhou Spark will be coming up next. They'll be closing out the day. Hex.
I'm sticking around. I'm gonna stick around and watch Chengdu. You know it.
All right, we're watching Chengdu. We'll watch it all with you guys. See you in a minute.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.